Compound interest is like the foundation upon which all of the successful investors you guys can think of have used in the past to make money. You guys know, like Warren Buffett, Peter Lynch, DS Learning Finance. What? But yeah, all the big timers use compound interest because of the power that it possesses. It's crazy, guys. And in one of my older videos, like way back when I started, I said I was going to show you guys just how compound interest works with investing, specifically by the use of graphs. So you guys know what that means, right? Drawings. Wait. I'm not going to be drawing this. I'm going to be using Excel. Okay? Dang, you guys are cold. But today is that day regardless. Oh boy!
You know what you're watching. DS Learning Finance. Whoa.
So what is compound interest? Just a quick recap, guys. Compound interest is basically the effect of using interest. As you guys know, it's standard interest, but it just doesn't stagnate there. So by that I mean that interest makes more interest and makes more interest. It keeps going around until eventually you've got a big, massive snowball effect. And effectively you end up with astronomical gains or losses if you're doing it wrong. This is shown in graph A1, which clearly has made an interest of 7.5% each month with an initial £100 input in the first year, guys. But it just doesn't stop there. It keeps making you more and more money as you go through the years, until repeatedly doing this for a sufficient amount of time, like 10 years, gets you to well over £600,000, guys. Yep, I said it, £600,000 in 10 years. But before you guys scrutinize me and say, is all of it really your money though, bruh? Yeah, you guys have to remember, in that graph, you just have put in £100 and that is it. It's the interest building upon the interest building upon the interest for so long that repeatedly builds up to such a stage where it is basically £600,000 revenue that we're talking about. So it's a lot of money, people, and that's the power of compounding, simply put. But I'll show you guys something more interesting, and this is shown in graph A2, which pretty much maps the profit on the same curve as the previous one shown, guys. And when you begin to frequently invest more money like the graphs show, with an additional £100, your revenue increases obviously, but more importantly, so does your profit, to just over 9 mil in 10 years. People, you're a millionaire. But it's important to note though, guys, that we have not included for taxes, fees, deductions, removals. We haven't included for any of this. So let's say that 5% of that goes to taxes and fees. Because you guys know, when you're investing, you've got to pay, like trading platforms, you've got to pay brokers for investing on your behalf. And also the government basically just wants to get rich off your backside. But yeah, my point is that you've got taxes and fees to pay. Yes, you can use certain methods to avoid one or two of those, but the general consensus is you're going to have to pay something. So let's take note of that in this case. Either way, it's just 5%. It's not going to affect my profits massively, is it? Right. Yeah, just check this out, guys. Just check it out. Oh boy. By just having as little as 5% losses in your fees and taxes, your revenue decreases to just under 60,000 in 10 years. But more precisely, your profit suffers a massive wound, a massive blow, guys. You'll be looking at a profit in the mid 40,000 region in 10 years. Now for me, guys, this is a hard pill to swallow. I'm not gonna lie, don't get me wrong, 45,000 is a lot of money in 10 years. Yep, it's a good investment. But compared to £9 million, yeah, there's a it's a big gap. And I've done this to show you guys that yes, you need to obviously make as much profit as possible, but you also need to keep your outgoings to a minimum. Because as much as your profits can compound, so can your losses. And the alarming part is that this is getting more and more and more like a realistic case that an investor may experience in the stock market. And just to take one step further, let's just say you got super impatient and decided to eat into your profits as soon as you guys get them. So yeah, you decide to take out £50 each month just by doing that, guys, you drastically drop your revenue by almost 50%. And your profit is just around 70,000. Now I know things may actually seem terrible in the short term, because obviously when you compare yourself to the earlier graphs, you can pretty much say that you would have been a millionaire, whereas now you're far, far from that. But the important thing to note is that this is actually, to me, a very good investment. And I've specifically left out a certain parameter that also affects compounding because I wanted to mention it right now. And as you guys can see, obviously compound interest can be negatively and positively affected, but also taking money out and adding money in can be positive and negatively affected. But the third parameter has to be time. Now this is the exact same graph you guys just saw now. The only thing is it's zoomed in more. So you're still at the £17,000 profit, but when you stretch that time scale to 30 years, this is what happens, guys. You get £4 million pure profit from that same curve. And this is basically why time can be just as important as those other parameters that I've mentioned, because it clearly affects compound interest. And what you have to remember with compound interest, when it's done positively, you're going to have a dip period. You're going to have a period where it's catching up with itself. But give it sufficient amount of time, guys, it really does exponentially increase, which ain't too shabby if I do say so myself. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I enjoyed recording it because this is actually one of the things that originally got me started investing. It's the crazy power that compound interest has, and all it literally requires is patience and persistence. And I pray that this inspires you guys to stay on top of your investments or get started if you haven't already. I know I will. It's your favorite YouTuber, guys, Dami Solari. I talk about stock market investments, property investments, financial management, to giving you guys that consistent content, you know, before you guys can go about doing whatever you can do for the rest of the day. Say it with me: like, subscribe, and share, people. What? DS Learning Finance. Whoa! Bye, guys.
Whoa.
Ha!